My COVID-19 experience. Charlie Watts. This pandemic, to say the least, was insane. I felt as if I was living in an alternate universe. Life as I have always known it changed. Through this PowerPoint, I'm going to give a reflection of my experience of COVID-19 and how I believe this pandemic has helped to shape me as a better member of society, student, and a future educator. As a student. 3 words to describe this pandemic as a student would be overwhelming, world-changing, and blessing. As a student, living through this pandemic was very overwhelming. I had to change everything I've ever known about getting up and going to class to getting up and signing on to Zoom. I received so many emails each and every day and enough assignments to make it feel as if I was drowning. While trying to juggle my new norm, I still had to make time to give myself a mental break so I did not lose my mind. This pandemic was world-changing. Life as a college student, the way I knew it, changed in a blink of an eye. Within a day, I went from planning my outfits for sorority functions with my best friends to never getting the chance to tell them goodbye. This may seem small to some, but to me this was my life, and COVID-19 messed it up with no warning. As someone who wants to see the positive in every situation, I would consider COVID-19 as a blessing. Thanks to this pandemic, I got to spend more time with my family, I've been able to grow in my relationship with God, and I have heard of no major shootings lately. I'm a believer that everything happens for a reason. I believe COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise. As an educator. 3 words to describe this pandemic as an educator would be prepared, dedicated, and creative. As a future educator, this pandemic has taught me that preparation is key. This has taught me to be prepared for anything that this profession will throw at me during my years as a teacher. Really expected the unexpected. I would like to say that I'm dedicated to this profession. This pandemic has shown me that I have to not only be dedicated to my students, but to their families and to my coworkers as well. I want to go to work every day happy because if something like this happens when I'm a teacher and I have to finish my school year online, I want my students to remember Miss Watts as the teacher who loved them and was always happy to be with them. I want my students to know that I'm dedicated to them each and every single day. The last word I chose is creative. Inside of my classroom, I will come up with creative things so my students know that school is supposed to be fun. If there ever comes a time that there's another pandemic like this, I hope to continue being creative so that my students still enjoy learning even when they're not in my classroom. A teacher that I know has sent each one of her students a picture of herself, and they take the picture along with them during the day and send her pictures so that they can still have memories of their year together, although they're not physically together. Although this pandemic changed the way I was expecting to spend the rest of my sophomore year at Coastal Carolina, I feel as if it has helped shape me into a better member of this society, a better student, and a better future educator.